welcome back to another new vlog, a very exciting vlog. It is officially time to start thinking about classroom setup. Today we are doing some classroom setup prep. If you're new here, my name is Bailey. I am going to be a fourth grade teacher this school year, and I have been blessed to be in the same classroom all 4 years. I did film my entire classroom setup process last year. Those videos are up on my channel if you're interested, and I'm super excited to be doing the same this year. I have this week off from teaching summer school, so I made a list and brought some things home that I can work on, getting organized and ready for actual classroom setup, which is coming very quickly. This year, I'm going to have the first 2 weeks in August to get into my classroom and get set up. My goal again this year is to get everything that I possibly can done before our PD week starts. Last week of August is our first week of school. The week before that, we have a week of PD and meetings, and we really don't get much time to actually work in our classrooms during that week, if any. So I like to get most of it set up and done before that week starts. I also like to do what I can from home. So last week before I left, I walked around my classroom and made a list of the things that I can get done from home this week. This is what my classroom looked like before summer cleaning. Over the summer, the janitors will take everything out of our classrooms to do a deep clean. Everything we have has to either fit into our cabinets or up onto one counter. Otherwise, it will all get removed for cleaning, and I like to limit what has to be moved in and out of my classroom. So this is how it looked after I prepped it all for summer cleaning. Now, last year, I made a lot of color swaps. I redid a lot of my decor, but I am not doing all of that again this year. Although I do have a few swaps planned, mostly because I have to do things like refresh my bulletin boards anyway. So I found some new borders and papers that I want to add into the mix while I'm redoing them anyway. I will show you all of that in my first official classroom setup video. I plan to show you all of the things that are very quickly piling up into my back hallway. I'm just going to do a big haul of everything that I got for my classroom over the summer in that first classroom setup video. But my focus today is dealing with the few things around my room that I need to refresh, just simply because of wear throughout the school year. As I said, I walked around my classroom and wrote down a list of things that need to be redone. Quite a few of my student bin numbers were destroyed after this year. A few of the months from my birthday display, and then the circle numbers that I use for lunch choices and attendance. A lot of those were kind of peeling at the edges just from being touched so much throughout the year. Here is everything that I brought home to help me get some things done. I brought some of my white cardstock to print on any decor pieces or things up around my classroom. The numbers, things like that, I always print on cardstock to hopefully make it a little bit more durable. I, of course, brought home my laminator, and then I brought some of my laminating pouches. Definitely will be doing a bit of laminating today. I brought home my circle numbers. I wasn't sure which ones needed to be redone. I use them for my class job display, but then I also use them for my lunch numbers. So I need to make sure that I have one of each number for both. And then I also brought my self-adhesive, the little sticky dots. These go on the back of the classroom job display, and then magnetic tape goes on the back of the lunch number display. So I brought both of those to put on any new numbers that I make today. I brought my spray. This stuff helps with glare around the classroom. Anything that you're putting up in the classroom, this helps with the glare from the lights around the room. Anything that I put up, I spray with this to make it matte. I just brought my entire birthday bin. Over the summer, I make sure to prep my birthday treats that I hand out to students throughout the year. So I brought everything that I have for birthdays. That way I can make sure I'm all ready to go for the year. I can talk more about these later as I'm prepping them. The last thing I brought home is my new doorbell. I have a doorbell in my classroom right now that I love, but my doorbell only has one receiver in my classroom. I needed to swap the batteries out of my old one. I'd had it for 3 years, so it was time to refresh the batteries. Instead of purchasing the batteries, I wanted one with 2 receivers, so I just got a new one. And I need to go through and set this up. I have to plug it in, and there are so many different tones to pick from, so I want to get that set up here before I have to go through all those sounds in my classroom. I'd just rather do this at home. So that is everything that I brought home. The first thing that I need to do is some printing. I'm gonna look through the numbers and see how many of each number I need to print. I have a list of the few months and bins that I need to print as well. And then I do have some of these birthday things already, so I'll count what I have. I think that I'm gonna prep for probably 27. I had 26 last year. I'm pretty sure that all the third grade classes had around 25 this year. So just in case, I think I'm gonna prep for about 27 this year. 10 of them done, 12. This is what happened to the numbers throughout the year as they were grabbing onto them. I should say throughout the past 3 years. They lasted quite a bit, but they started peeling. So I'm gonna do another set of these, but a few of them are still good. The classroom leaders numbers should be better because they are not really touched that often. The lunch and attendance ones, the students are grabbing every day. But these should be better, but we'll see. Good news, I'm only going to end up doing 11 and 14 for the lunch and the jobs. There was just, you know, some wear on the numbers, so I'm gonna redo those. 12 more birthday balloons, and then I'm pretty sure I have 3 more months that I need to print out for our birthday display. Time to print. Just brought my printing down and realized that first I forgot I needed 2 sets of the numbers, so I need 11 and 14. I guess I lost the PowerPoint. I'm not sure where that went where I created this, so I ended up just downloading this from my Teachers Pay Teachers and printing it right off from there. I did forget to print 2 sets of it though, so I need to go print another set of numbers so I can have that 11 and 14. I also realized when I came down here that the numbers that I printed are a little bit lighter than the ones that I already have. First year, second teacher me would be redoing all of them, but honestly, cutting circles are the worst, and I have almost 60 of them done already in the darker color. I'm gonna be okay with having just 4 that are lighter. 2 11s and 2 14s are just gonna be a little bit lighter than the rest, and that's gonna be okay. I'll print 1 more set of the numbers and then time to cut. I realized while I was up there printing the second set of the circle numbers that I forgot to print my student bin number labels. So I printed those out. I have quite a few of them that I need to redo for this year just because of the wear from last year. Because I just downloaded my numbers from my Teachers Pay Teachers, I could not edit them, so I had to print all the numbers. I think that's okay though. I'm just gonna cut them into little squares, not the full circle and everything. If I do need to replace any of them throughout the year, it will be easier to have them printed out. All I'll have to do then is kind of finish cutting them, laminate them if needed throughout the year. I'm gonna put on a YouTube video and cut. Taking a break from cutting, like I said, I'm just gonna keep these numbers in that baggie with some extra numbers in case we need them throughout the year. I need to do some laminating, so the numbers, the months, and the student bin labels I need to laminate. Happy birthday pencils, I'm going to cut those later and put them together later. Right now, I'm gonna do some laminating. just finished putting all of the magnets on the back of my lunch and attendance numbers. So those are ready to go in the bag, pack it away for my classroom. I also put the little sticky dots on the back of my classroom leaders display. I do put these dots on the back of my student bin numbers and then also the months for my birthday display, but I don't remember which part of the dots I put down on the cabinet and the bins and then which part goes on to the months or the numbers. So I'm just gonna leave that for when I go back into my classroom and I can double check. Everything that's ready to go to my classroom is all put together in this bag. I do have to spray the months. This is the only thing out of everything I've done today that's going up on the wall that I need to spray. So it just literally started raining, so I'm not gonna be able to do this right now. I'm gonna set this aside for now. Maybe I'll be able to do it later today. That might have to wait until later this week. That's okay. I've done everything that I'm going to be able to do with this magnetic tape and the dots. So I'm gonna pack these back in here so they're ready to go to my classroom. Because I can't do this right now, I'm gonna go sit on the couch, cut out my birthday balloons, and then I'll check in with you when I'm gonna put them together. We can talk about how I do that and what I do for birthdays. Balloons are all cut out and ready to be put together. Prepping my birthday gifts before the school year starts saves me throughout the school year. Whenever I have a student birthday, I'm able to just go to my cabinet, pull out the bin, get a little pencil, put it on their desk. My first and second year, I think, I added one of these little happy birthday bracelets. Last year, I didn't have enough to give everybody and I didn't want to buy anything. So I would give out bookmarks and just fill them out to put on their desk with the pencil. I do have quite a few bookmarks left and I would be good with getting more of these this year. I have little certificates from the teacher that retired from my classroom, left these there as well. I don't really love those for 4th grade, so I might put those in our trash or treasure pile at school. When we get to school to set up our classrooms, my principal puts out tables for us to put anything that we don't want anymore. That way other teachers can grab it if they want it for their classrooms. So I have a pile of stuff that I've already gotten ready to put out there this year, things that I just haven't used yet, things like the certificates that I just haven't used and maybe somebody else will. But for this year, I'm definitely going to do the pencils. I'll see if I decide on something else to go with the pencils, whether that be a bookmark or something that I find. Okay, we'll start with that. So I take the pencil, put the balloon on the end, take a piece of tape, and tape the pencil on. Just checking my list right now. I had circle numbers, student bin numbers, birthday months, birthday pencils. All of that is done. I wanted to spray the months, but it's all wet outside now, so I won't be able to do that today. Let's set up my doorbell. This doorbell saves me and my voice. I always have it on my lanyard, and any time that I need to get their attention for any reason, I click it. A little sound goes off around the room and they pause whatever they're doing to show me that they are ready to hear the directions or whatever I have to say. It works really well. I would say that the one that I have right now works really well. It's just one receiver, but I imagine with two it'll be even louder, so I won't have to hopefully click it more than once. Sometimes I have to click it more than once. I don't think that's really a sound issue. I think that sometimes it just takes a second to get everybody's full attention. I don't remember how I set it up though. 4 levels of volume for choosing. There's a volume button on the side. Did not know that. I can't remember if that's the one I do. Nope, that's it. That's the one that I use. Okay, now this one. Okay, I just plugged them both in. Did it at the same time, so it's all ready to go. I'm gonna take this old one out. I also get a lot of questions about my doorbell holder. I got this from Etsy a few years ago, and the store I purchased it from no longer sells them, but there are a lot of options on Etsy. I think that now if you search doorbell holder, it will come up. Also, hand sanitizer holder, I think is what they were originally called, but I'm pretty sure at this point a lot of people are buying them for doorbell holders, and if you search doorbell holder, then you should find some on Etsy. That is all ready to go. I'll probably put my old one out on that table I was talking about, trash or treasure. That way another teacher can have one to use if they want. All right, that was everything on my to-do list to get done today. Feels great to have such a head start on classroom setup, and definitely got me excited about classroom setup coming so quickly. 1 month from now, I will be in my classroom starting on my setup for this year. And like I said, I will be vlogging all of it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, and go check out my classroom setup videos from last year. I have a couple weeks of summer school left, a few videos in between, but starting August, I will be in the full swing of official classroom setup, prepping for the first day of school, first week of school, all of those exciting things. So like I said, make sure to subscribe if you are not already. I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.